This is Krishna-De of bizgrowthnews.com, and you can see here I'm at the LiveStrong Global Cancer Summit, which has been taking place in Dublin, my home city, here between the 24th and the 26th of August. You can hear a bit of noise because we're actually just wrapping up the conference now. I'm actually in the media centre, and I'm thrilled that I've actually been able to connect with somebody who many of you might not realise you've been talking to, and that is Brook-McMillan, and she is the online community evangelist for LiveStrong. You'll find LiveStrong online at either their main website, livestrong.org, or livestrongbblog.com. Tell us a little bit about LiveStrong for people who haven't come across it. I'm not sure that many people haven't heard or seen all the global coverage you've had this week, but tell us a bit about what is LiveStrong then first.
Sure. LiveStrong is an organization, a cancer organization. Our mission is to inspire and empower people affected by cancer and address the global cancer burden. So we do support. We do one-on-one support. We provide education. We build collaborations, which is what we did here this week. And it's been a pleasure to work for them for 5 years.
What have you been doing before the conference to raise visibility and awareness?
Well, we have a very great base of individuals online that already follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and YouTube. And to get the word out about the summit, I made sure a couple of weeks before to discuss what's going on. I was able to recruit folks to come to the summit that were involved with our online efforts as well. So leading up to the summit, that's how we got folks involved and promoted through those channels.
So as I mentioned, many people might have come across you because I think you're the person I found out who's behind the @LiveStrong. Mm-hmm. So I've been tweeting at LiveStrong, and I've had somebody tweet back at me, and it was you.
Yes, it was very nice to talk to you online.
Thank you so much. Now tell us a little bit, Brooke, about what you're doing when it comes to a conference, a live event. I mean, this could have been like a half a day or a day. It happens to be a 3-day conference. But what are some of the things as an online community strategist that you've put in place and also that you're doing? And what are the tools of the trade?
Sure, there are a lot. To be honest with you, this is our first foray into an event using social media. So this is kind of the very first time that we've been able to use this platform and get our message out to a huge community. So the tools of the trade, Twitter, which is @LiveStrong, Facebook, which is /LiveStrong, YouTube, it's LiveStrong Army, and let's see what else. Did twit polls, our blog, livestrongblog.org, and I have a feeling I'm missing something, but those are, Flickr, flickr.com /LiveStrongArmy. So we took photos, did tweets, uploaded videos throughout the whole conference.
And one of the things you had is a hashtag. In fact, yes. I've been using the hashtag when I've tweeted out some things. There were some really interesting things that I've seen that have been going on in the last few days. And you can actually search for the hashtag, go to search.twitter.com, and then put the pound or hashtag, as people say it, and then LiveStrong, that's LiveStrong. But how do you watch for those conversations? How do you pick up? Because there's people in the room, I'm guessing a lot of people in the room were not necessarily tweeting or online. Some were, but yeah. But you haven't got all 500 delegates online at this point in time. Maybe they will be after today.
Maybe so, hopefully. I use TweetDeck, so I'm able to search for the hashtag through that method. But there were a lot of people that were actually tweeting from the conference, and then people that were watching on Ustream, which is the other avenue I forgot to mention, Ustream.com, and I believe it was /LiveStrong, which is obvious. But anyway, they were able to tweet questions and use the hashtag, and were able to pick it up that way.
And then you're monitoring that and responding or putting it into the right questions and fielding it to the right people.
Well, I answer them all.
Okay. But what about if you had some questions that were coming in then from the, not from the floor, people who weren't there, and they wanted to say ask a question of the person who was on the stage.
Sure.
How would you recommend people respond to that kind of thing?
Well, we actually, a great example is on the 23rd, Sanjay Gupta, the medical correspondent for CNN, who's also on our board of directors. Just an absolutely wonderful man. He hosted a webcast, and he asked for people to send in their tweets with questions. And so we did that, and we were able to push those questions to CNN so that he could have them ask the panel. So that was one way that we were able to do that.
And I also saw, in fact, today, it was all over the press here and internationally about the fact that Lance Armstrong, who's obviously a patron for you guys, and he was around one of our parks, and he was joined by hundreds and hundreds of people.
1,200, actually, yes. Lance hosted a tweet up. This is his second tweet up cycling. Just nice little bike ride, I guess. Although I hear it was fairly difficult for most people. But yeah, he did one in Scotland a couple of days ago, and then loved it so much he did the same thing here, and put out probably a 5-hour notice, and 1,200 people showed up.
Yeah, I know. He said he sent a few notes. If you go to Lance Armstrong, and you look around the 26th, I should say, of August, you'll see his tweets. And he actually put a tweet out there on the 25th to say, I'm thinking about going for a bike ride. Anyone who want to come?
Yes, and there were a lot of people that did.
Yeah. Tell me, in terms of doing something like that, because you know, let's say it was somebody from an organisation or a figurehead from an organisation, and he did, as you call it, a tweet up. What do you see, and what does the organisation see as the benefits of doing something like that? Because people would say, well, why on earth would you want to do that? Because, you know, people are still wondering about using Twitter in terms of just sharing some personal things. Because you could say, well, he's going for a ride around the park while he's in Dublin. Fine.
Right.
But what do you see as the benefits?
Well, I think there are some great things that came out of that tweet up, actually, that he was able to connect with the individuals that live in this wonderful country, and was able to have an experience, a one-on-one experience that you would not necessarily have even if you were just on Twitter. So I think that having that one-on-one connection, and the great thing that he said last night after the ride was that nobody asked about his cycling, nobody asked about tours, everybody wanted to know how the summit was going. And I think that speaks volumes.
And that was obviously the big message that you want to get out, to build awareness, and therefore, you know, there's a lot of people that have been affected by cancer. You're bringing people together here around this Global Cancer Summit, and trying to get people to collaborate, I think, was one of the big messages here. So
all about collaboration. There were 500 delegates that attended, and there were over 300 NGOs and world leaders that attended. So it's our hope that they will work together to address the cancer burden in their country.
So let's see what it is that has me making your hand sore.
My BlackBerry.
Okay. So that's one of the tools of the trade. So we could always get you. In fact, when I came here and we were trying to get a hold of you, and we just sent you an email, and lo and behold, a few minutes later,
I know,
you were popped up.
Lovely. It's wonderful.
Well, thank you so much for being with us here today. Remind us how we can get in contact with you.
Sure. You can go to twitter.com/LiveStrong, or you can go to livestrongblog.org and send a message, and I'll be glad to answer questions.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much. This is Krishna-De signing out from BizGrowth News here at the Global Cancer Summit from LiveStrong, and it's here in Dublin. Check it out online, as Brooke was just telling us about. And remember, that was Brook-McMillan, who is the online community evangelist for LiveStrong. Congratulations on a really successful conference, and also all the work that you've been doing. I think you need to go and relax now.
Yes.